People that scream when you sneeze, what's your deal? Oh, I just love screaming. It is funny when completely inappropriate. You have no idea how hard you can laugh until you scream seemingly in horror just after you loudly fart, as if you have never done that before and are in shock, then run away screaming. Believe it or not, this is actually a kind of art form called non-place art XD, where you create something memorable for other people in a place that they do not expect to experience something memorable. BTW, I was joking about the first part. I will be mortified to try it, but always thought it would be funny as hell lol. I've got very forceful sneezes, but when a sneeze catches me by surprise, it's just a sudden rush of air, not much vocalization. When I can feel the sneeze coming in advance though, I tend to involuntarily tense up my face and throat to try to slow the sneeze down so I don't spray as much, but by tensing up I think I accidentally activate my vocal cords. It hurts quite a bit, but I haven't been able to train myself to stop doing it so far. I really want to know people that sound like you're hiccuping when you sneeze. What's your deal? When I sneeze. I really slam that fucker, I blow my sinuses halfway to the moon, I practically explode. I don't just go squeak, squeak, squeak half a dozen times, nearly inaudibly. I mean, WTF is up with that? How could that even clear out whatever made you sneeze? I mean, I don't scream, either, but shit, I don't scream sneeze. I trained myself to sneeze quietly when I was walking home one day and could hear my mum sneeze. I was in an alleyway in the next street over. She thinks my quiet sneezes are hilarious, and can still be heard from streets away. But have you ever heard a baby sneeze? They all sneeze quietly the same, so all you scream sneezers learned it somewhere. My mom does this. Drives me nuts. She is one of the most thoughtful, sweetest women I've ever known. She is warm and caring and has an incredible sense of humor. And whenever she sneezes I want to punch her in the throat. Obligatory added. Holy crap, I've been gilded. THX, does this mean I actually have to punch her in the throat next time she scare sneezes? This is my mom. If you didn't know her, you wouldn't know she was sneezing at all because it's just a scream. And it's never just one. Scares the shit out of new people. We always joke that she'd get murdered while someone else was in the house and we wouldn't know it. The cops would be like, "Did you hear anything?" Not just some sneezes. The loudest scream sneezer is my deskmate, who is French and sounds like she eats cigarettes by the kilo. She also doesn't recognize personal space. So every morning I shift her stuff back across the line to her desk and shit my pants when she sneezes. Her family definitely didn't harbor Jews because she sneezes like a fucking foghorn. We call it a screeze. My husband does that. First time I ever experienced the screeze, I had just pulled into a parking spot, shut off the car, opened the door and was about to get out when he let fly. Startled me so bad I threw the keys halfway across the lot. I was lucky because they landed near, but not in a storm drain. Sneezing is important. It feels better and is healthier to scream sneeze, just like how food tastes better when you eat with your mouth open. Basic physics. Like how you can't get pregnant if your head is pointing towards the North Magnetic Pole. Like if you hold in your farts, you'll end up in a wheelchair. Basic physics. Have asked this question my entire life. I swear everyone in my family does this except me. It drives me up a fucking wall. Meanwhile, they all poked fun at me saying I sound like a Mack truck hitting the brakes at a stoplight when I sneeze. At least I'm not scaring the fucking bejesus out of everyone within earshot. I'm not sure if I scream, but when I sneeze, it feels like I'm about to crack a rib, and whatever noise that happens is just a result of the explosive release. If it happens while driving, I just congratulate my passengers and the surrounding traffic for surviving my sneeze. I don't understand how people cannot be loud when they sneeze. One of my good friends sounds like a squirrel barking when he sneezes. It disturbs me. But when I sneeze I scare him because it's so loud. I don't break a rib. I've tried holding in and stifling the pressure, but after I read you can literally break a rib from trying to hold it, and yeah, I may be the loudest person in the room. I have a 2-year-old. I like to make him laugh with silly sounding sneezes. It cheers me up. It became a habit hard to break. It feels better than forcing myself to sneeze quietly. I have a colleague who does this. Every time he sneezes it sounds like Goofy falling down a manhole or something. I literally laugh for 10 minutes straight after he sneezes. Trust me, I don't do it on purpose. I try to stifle it, but a lot of times my attempts at doing so instead cause a much harsher and louder sneeze, and them shits hurt. My dad always did it and I wanted to be like him when I was younger, so I used to copy everything he did. Now I can't tell if it's genetic or just a 30-year habit. I wouldn't say I scream. It's more of a shout. So anxious about sneezing in public because it sounds so obnoxiously loud. I cannot help it. I've tried XD. I can sneeze very quietly, but sometimes I want to mark my territory with extra loud sneezes plus sound effects. Sometimes I start beatboxing right after. Sometimes it just happens. My sneezes are incredibly powerful. I even have to plug my nose and let the pressure out of my mouth or they hurt. I had a coworker who would vocalize every yawn. Ah. Oh. I wonder what the Venn diagram between loud sneezers and yawners is like. At some point you get older and you can literally feel the capillaries bursting when you try to stifle a sneeze. That's when you stop. I haven't screamed while sneezing, but I do have very violent sneezes to the point where I've knocked myself out of an office chair. I picked up saying shit instead too, and I have long been able to stop. I also don't scream it though, so there's that, I guess. My mother is sitting next to me yelling and sneezing at the same time. Also, people who do long, loud moaning yawns arg. My daddy did it and my dad's daddy did it, and so did his daddy before him. I'm just following tradition. I will ask my mom next time I talk to her. LOL, not really gonna ask, but she can wake the dead with her sneezes. I'm trying to push out all the sneeze at once so I don't have multiple sneezes. Also sometimes that shit hurts, yo. I sneeze very loud, and I swear I am not doing it on purpose. It can't be helped and I have no control over it. Imagine a sudden head and heartaches caused by sudden eruption of big amount of air instantly from your lungs. If I don't fully release a sneeze, it just doesn't fulfill the itch. And then I have 7-8 in a row after it. My sister once adopted a snort while she laughed due to the attention she gained. It lasted for a few months. We have a deal with the devil. Every time the devil is able to hear us sneeze we will be tortured less in hell. I don't know. My small 80-year-old grandma goes off like a shotgun. It's how she scares off death every year. It's genetic for me, and I don't want to hold anything in and blow my eardrums, so I shatter everyone else's. It makes me laugh. But I don't do it around other people, because that would shock and irritate them. Same question for people who scream when they throw up. My mom is the loudest poker I have ever heard. So pressure is released off your chest, and not off your bladder. You'll understand when it's time. As a loud sneezer, I would like to say that we have no control over the volume of our sneezes. My mom gets scared by loud sudden noises, that's why she screams when people sneeze. It just feels better. Plus, I read that holding in your sneeze causes brain damage. All of you need to learn to be quiet. Signed, someone with unbearable misophonia. Anyone else read this and picture some stranger screaming at you when you sneeze? It hurt too. I'd kissed unintentionally, but I need to scream and it hurts, you know. Like an anime, you need to announce your attacks to fully immersive viewers. I need attention, so I sneeze loudly. If I am on my own I won't sneeze loudly. A friend of mine shouts sneeze whenever he sneezes. I think it's hilarious. I have bones grinding on each other and a nerve in my back. It's delicate. You're just jealous cause your sneezes aren't earth-shattering. Don't hate. Well, it's because they've been sneezing silently in their younger years, lol. It's involuntary. I'd totally stop if I could cause it is embarrassing. My young naughty student does this on purpose. I assume for attention. Seriously, are we in a horror movie, or did I just sneeze? Chill out. No clue. It's how I always sneezed. Kinda like I moan after farting. I ask my kids and husband this every day. Still don't have an answer. I also make a caveman-like grunt when I come. Guess I'm just noisy. Sometimes it just happens, I don't know. Not doing it on purpose. It's so much more satisfying to just get that out of your system. Just like an orgasm. The harder I scream, the better it feels. I only do it when it feels like the sneeze pulled my back out. I want everyone to know I just jizzed my pants a little. My mom couldn't hiccup without squealing at the same time. I try to restrain it but it doesn't get everything out. I have no control over it. If I try my brain explodes. It feels good. Like you're getting the sneeze fully out.